Hello, I went to the thrift store and today I'm going to show you the things I always look for when I go to the thrift store. Number one, stainless steel stuff. Okay, I look for mostly stainless steel things because I use a lot of stainless steel for my soap making because it doesn't react to the lye. So I look for little containers to mix my lye water in or my soap colors, that kind of thing. I also look for stainless steel utensils for my soap making, for cooking on the grill, cooking at home. I get stainless steel pots and pans. Now, these last forever. So if I wasn't a cookbook author or a soap maker, I probably wouldn't continually look every time I go to the thrift store. But because I'm a cookbook author, and I use it for my cooking shows, I always look for new and different stainless steel pans and baking pans so that I can just have some variety for my shows too. So stainless steel is a great find at thrift stores. It's usually really inexpensive and it's usually in really good shape. Another thing on the stainless steel, make sure you look for ones that are in good condition. If the bottoms are really burned, you don't really want those unless you're just using them like outside for a campfire or something like that. Get some that are in really good shape because if people take care of their pans, then you know that the pans are probably going to last you quite a while also. That's the same thing with clothes for me. I know that if they've made it to the thrift store and they're in really good shape, then they'll probably last me quite a while. So it's the same thing with pots and pans. The next thing I look for is gadgets. Now, I'm not really a huge gadget person, but if I find something like this apple core, even though I only use it once or twice a year during apple season when I'm making a whole bunch of applesauce or apple pies or whatever, it still makes my life so much easier to use this apple core and peeler all in one than to have to peel and core each apple, that I look for gadgets like this that will make my life easier. And if they do, and they're not going to take up a whole bunch of space, then I will pick them up. But I do look for gadgets just to see if something will make my life easier or make things handier, especially since I have fibromyalgia and doing some things like peeling and coring apples really hurts my hands. Cool jars. I found this mason jar and I absolutely loved it, but I didn't get it. It was $10, but it wasn't on sale for 50% off this day. But here's the thing. The store right next door is Big Lots. It has the same exact canister for $10, brand new at Big Lots. So be careful with your prices, guys. But I always look for cute little things. I like the country farm look in my house, kind of English vintage type thing. And so when I find cute little jars or mason jars or anything like this that I could use for other purposes, I pick them up and I use them for decorations. And I don't feel guilty swapping my decorations in and out because when you only pay a couple, now this was way more expensive. I would normally only pay a couple of bucks for something like this. But, you know, when you pay a couple of bucks for something like your canisters, swap them out every year if you want. You know, I don't, but shoot, if you like decorating your house, go to the thrift store and don't feel guilty about it. My goodness, you could spend 20 bucks and give yourself a whole new kitchen or a whole new living room at the thrift store, and you could do that once a year if you wanted, and you're not out hardly anything. So I always look for cute decorations like this. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off. Once again, cute little cooking things for the show. I'm always looking for these things, but even just at home, you know, swap out the butter dish every now and then just to give yourself something new. You know, it's funny. I'm frugal, but I'm not a minimalist. I don't like being a minimalist. I personally like and enjoy the things that I have in my home, and to just sit there with bare walls would absolutely drive me bonkers. Now, I know some people just love all white walls with absolutely nothing sitting around at all, and that's fine, but I don't. So I like swapping out different things in the kitchen, so I'll always be on the lookout for cute little containers to put my butter in or my bread or whatever, you know, just different storage types things. And that way I can just rotate decorations in and out of my kitchen or living room or wherever I want to decorate for this time. Cooking utensils. Okay, so my kids are always breaking and burning my cooking utensils. I'm always breaking and burning my cooking utensils. We are all breaking and burning cooking utensils around here. So if there's something that I use a lot of, like my whisk or my spatula, if I find one in really good shape, I will pick me up an extra just to have on hand. Then when the old one breaks and I've got the new one that I'm using, I'll be on the lookout again. That way I always have one and I don't have to go rushing to the store to spend 10 times the amount on an item, but I already have it on hand. And I just have a little storage area where I just keep extra things like knives and utensils. And it's not a lot. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 things. It's not a lot, but things that I always use, those plastic utensils, the silicone scrapers, all of those we keep messing up. So I try to keep 1 or 2 on hand if one breaks, and then I don't have to go running to the store. Miscellaneous cooking things like cupcake wrappers, bamboo sticks, anything disposable like that, paper towels, napkins, all of those things I find at the thrift store. But you have to be super careful. I found these ones at the thrift store and they were $2.49, and in there I think there was 60 cups and then another packet of them. So there was probably about 100 or so muffin cups for $2.99. And it wasn't half, let's see, I don't know if that was the half price day. Oh yeah, that one was half price, so $1.49. But I went over to Dollar Tree and I got 100 muffin cups for $1. So be super careful when you're shopping at the thrift store. It is not always cheaper. I always look for things like shampoo, body wash, perfume. I have this particular perfume that I love called Moonlight Path from Bath & Body Works that I absolutely love, but they've discontinued it. So I look all the time to see if someone has put in a Bath & Body Works Moonlight Path for donation. I'll pick it up. Things like shampoo, body wash, perfumes, I have no problem using those if someone has donated them to the thrift store. I mean, it's no different you holding a shampoo bottle than holding the nasty cart at Walmart. So it wouldn't be anything different than that. So I don't worry about germs, anything like that. But sometimes you can get really good deals on toiletries and hygiene products at the thrift store if you watch and are careful with your prices. Things like birthday party invitations, balloons, streamers, gift bags, wrapping paper. I look at the thrift store first before I will go buy new. As a matter of fact, I have maybe bought like 3 or 4 new gift bags at Dollar Tree. Everything else has been used from garage sales or the thrift store because you can just get them for pennies on the dollar. Organizing containers. I'm always reorganizing to make life easier for myself. So if I'm working on a particular section of my house and I need a particular container, I'll keep a lookout for organizing containers. Now, sometimes if I find a container and I just think, wow, that would be really handy, but I don't know where I'm going to use it. If it's 50 cents or $1, I'll pick it up and I'll keep it in my little stash of containers. I have one little section on the shelf. It's not huge. It's about this big that I have different organizing containers stacked up inside each other. And that way, when I go to reorganize something, I always have it there and I don't have to go shopping, and I go look at my stash first and see if I have something that will work that I already got at a garage sale or thrift store. I also find cool things like Dave is graduating high school this year and he doesn't want a graduation party. If he wanted a graduation party, I would pick up something like these cute little graduation hats to use at his graduation party. So I always keep a lookout if I have a special occasion or something like that coming. He doesn't want a graduation party. That's okay. We'll just give him the money we would have spent on that instead. But always keep a lookout for different party favors. If you know something's coming up like a graduation or birthday or baby shower, even if it's 6 months or a year, just start gathering the decorations for it now And you can save yourself a whole lot of money. I just keep it all in one box in one little area. Then when I need it for whatever party it is or get together or whatever, then I just have it all right there and I can just pull it out and use it. Different pretty bowls. Now, I happen to love mugs and teacups, and something like this Royal Dalton, oh my goodness, I about flipped when I saw it. I didn't buy it though because I didn't like the gold edging. I absolutely love the pattern, always wanted one of these. Mom's got herself a set, but it had gold edging and I didn't really like that. So I always keep a lookout on cool teacups, tea sets. Then I can just exchange them in and out. And even if they're an expensive one like this Royal Dalton, I can get it for a minimum price compared to what I would have to pay new for it. And then I can still enjoy pretty things while drinking my tea, and I don't feel guilty about spending a whole lot of money on it. Office supplies. I'm always looking for office supplies and school supplies, notebooks, crayons, staplers, all those types of things they have at the thrift store all the time. And if I'm needing something for the office or for school, I try to find it at the thrift store first. Kitchen appliances. I try to go to the thrift store first to get my kitchen appliances. I actually bought a brand new crock pot at the store because it was a Pioneer Woman, and I thought, oh, that is so pretty. So I actually had Mike get that for me for Christmas one year, and then I took some food to a friend and I never got it back. So that's one reason why I try to buy all my appliances at thrift store. I don't feel bad if they break or if I loan it to somebody and they don't give it back to me. I'm not out anything. So I'm on the search for a crock pot, and I found one at the thrift store, so I was super happy about that. I'm also looking for a food processor right now. Now, I don't use one very much, but for cooking shows, I think I'm going to need to start using them for some of the recipes. So that is one thing that I'm looking for right now at thrift stores is a food processor. Furniture. We never buy new furniture. I mean, never. The newest furniture we've ever bought was in the last few years. We've bought Mike and I a new bed and the kids a new bed. But even our beds have all been used until just a few years ago when we finally got our income up and could spend the money on it. But all of our furniture, I did buy one couch new. Did buy one couch because I just could not find what I was looking for. So I did buy one couch new. But everything else, this chair I'm sitting in, our recliners, all our desks, all our tables, all our bookcases, everything is purchased used for furniture. I buy them at garage sales, thrift stores. I do find garage sales are cheaper than thrift stores. And check thrift store prices because some thrift stores have a better price than other thrift stores. So I have two thrift stores almost across the street from each other in the town that I live in. And Goodwill is actually cheaper on furniture than the Ark is. So I'll go to Goodwill first to see if they have what I need, and then I'll go to Ark if they don't have what I need. But, like we're always breaking office chairs. We have 5 people sitting in office chairs for hours on end every day. So I'm always on the lookout for a good office chair at the thrift store. And so I have never had any issues with bed bugs or anything. I know I'm going to get comment after comment about that, but guys, stop worrying about that stuff. If you're truly worried about it, first of all, look at the furniture and see if it's clean. If it's clean, then go ahead and get it. But I mean, you can see if there's bug droppings and mouse droppings and that kind of thing all on the furniture. Don't buy gross furniture. I don't do that. But if you're just absolutely worried about it, like one time we had no money. Mike didn't have a job. We just moved. He was trying to get a job. And we got a free couch and it was pretty skanky. So what I did was I just sprayed it with bug spray to kill anything that might be on there. And then I set it outside for 2 days to air out and put some baking soda on it to clean it up. And then I carpet cleaned it, and it was a huge pain in the butt, but it saved us $300 or $400 when we didn't have $300 or $400 at the time, and we got a free couch, and it was actually pretty comfy. So don't worry about buying used furniture. You can also put a big tarp if you buy a couch or something like that. Put a big tarp over it. set off a bug bomb in there, spray it with bed bug killer if you want, and that will help kill it too. So, you know, I know there's story after story, and I'm going to get them in the comments, but I've been doing this for 30 years, 35 years, I don't know, 30 to 35 years, and I have never had an issue. Bikes, we always get the kids' bikes at the thrift store, never buy them new. And then clothes, of course, 95% of our clothes and shoes come from the thrift store. My purses, 95% of them come from the thrift store. Why spend more money than you need to on clothes? If they've made it to the thrift store and they look good, they're probably going to last quite a while for you also. So 95% of our clothes come from the thrift store. I have no problems, and I have saved thousands, probably at this point in my life, I've saved tens of thousands of dollars on clothes because I bought it at the thrift store instead of wasting money buying them new. Last but not least, books. Mom and I love to read clean romances, and I love gardening books and cookbooks, believe it or not. They give me inspiration for recipes. So I am always looking at the thrift store, especially for the clean romances that Mom and I like. We love Grace Livingston Hill, Betty Neal's, can't remember the other lady off the top of my head. But then gardening books, like my favorite Square Foot gardening book, love that book. I don't buy one all the time, but I'm just saying if I find books like that, or old books, old gardening books are really good. I love all of those kinds of things. Old books about the Depression, history books, and guys, with the way they're changing history right now, you need to be picking those books up and getting them in your collection, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous the way they're revising history now. And so you need to get real books so that you can have the true account of what actually happened instead of all this revisionist history that's going on. We were very fortunate that my grandmother moved, and my son, Dave, he really wanted her encyclopedia set, so she gave him her 1960s encyclopedia set. And my kids have been loving it. They've been reading and reading and reading through it, and they think it's really neat seeing how, you know, how it's different. And we're like, yeah, this is the way it really should be taught. So get yourself some old books. Don't feel bad about enjoying reading for a hobby when you can get them at the thrift store, garage sales. I'm always trying to find new books to read, so that's a great source of entertainment for Mom and I is getting books at the thrift store. I hope that gives you guys some ideas. Please visit us at livingonadime.com, and we will see you guys